All right, so welcome everyone to another day of Be Agile Scrum. We are in day two of business analysis. Before we begin, anyone here for the first time joining in? All right, I'll take this silence as no. So this is not your first session. So before we begin, remember the guideline we need to revise. We need to take it as a reminder that for what reason we are here, not just to get trained, but also to get placed. So the getting placed is the core reason, and for that reason, we are going to go through the guidelines, to which we call it as code of honor. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know once you all can see my screen, view my screen, please. Can you all see my screen? I believe yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Thank you so much. So the very first one says that show up live. Why? Because Agile is full of ceremonies, and that demands you to be on time, remain punctual, and remain highly committed. And why you need to practice it here? Because it is said that once you will be able to practice it here, it will be quite easy for you to replicate once you get placed. And there is another universal law that says that how you do anything is how you do everything. And the second one, in this journey, because you are getting into learning mode, automatically you become student. But we request you, just don't be the student, be the full stack student. What does it mean? It means that you do all the assignments, said or unsaid. Let me clearly reiterate what is said, what is unsaid. Unsaid assignment are that I'm not going to specially ask any day that, hey, you need to do some activity or something after the session. But what I will expect from you, that whatever you have learned, that you are going to re-summarize in your own language, showing any notes that you have taken in a less than 90 seconds of video, and submit it back in the WhatsApp group. So that will be the part of unsaid assignment, and anything other than unsaid will be called as said assignment. I hope it's very, very clear to all of us. Even if you are listening to this into the recording, and do self research and repeat whatever you have learned, that makes you full stack student. Third one, taking the full responsibility of your success. That is quite so easy to do so. And also take the full responsibility of your failure. Okay, why? Because once you will take the full responsibility of failure, that then only you will take the responsibility of the correction of it. And once you will be able to correct the failure, you will realize that the failure was not exactly the failure, it became it became the trail for the success. The fourth one, to do so, it really requires a mindset, concrete mindset. And from lean management it is derived, and that says that be a lifelong learner. More learning minded you become, you will inherit the positive mindedness. More positive minded you will become, you will find yourself going more complaint free. More complaint free you will find yourself loaded in more gratitude, leads to happiness as today's new productivity, and that's the demand of the corporate. And the fifth one, ask you to be a giver. Be a giver. If you are coming from already pre-existing experience, it is quite necessary. And when it comes to learning anything new, or even anything which you already know, to bring the more in-depth insight. And that's the reason we ask, keeping ego away on the path of learning. That keeps you more spiritually grounded on the path of growth. Spiritually grounded again means your happiness level increases on the path of growth. And you know by now the drill, happiness is today's new productivity, and that's the demand of corporate. And while you are doing so, you start earning. And when you already start earning, you are advised, and this is a simple request. Why? Because uh, there is a reason behind it. So once you are already earning, so try to give away 5% of 10% of your earning into the charity, by donating it some portion, 5 or 10% of your earning portion, monthly or weekly, however your wages would be, into in feeding any hungry children, or donating to orphanage, or old age home, or contribute to wherever you believe in, like temple, church, mosque, gurudwara, wherever you believe in. Continue to donate this. In case you are not earning at all, have at least an intention that when you will start earning, you will give away 5% of 10% of your earning. Why? Because when you give, you grow. When you receive, you may survive. And I'm sure you're not here just for survival, but to grow. And just don't give away for the sake of growth, but also to inspire others to join you in contributing into society. And while you do so, appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even what does not happen to you in your favor, remember that appreciates you back, because that's the universal law, that what you appreciate appreciates you. And the sixth one, that is last but not the least, increase the receptivity while learning, towards learning. How would you do that? The very first method is enroll yourself or join the 30 days challenge of 30 days challenge of a audio program. And that audio program you need to listen for next 30 days, whenever it is possible for you, while you do jogging, walking, or exercising, or running. So that time you can include it, putting it into 2x mode. You can finish it just within 20 minutes. And you will see every single day when you will listen to it, how every single activity of your life will be getting positively impacted. So and this is completely up to you to participate in it or not, but this is my recommendation for you to participate in it. And you will see how it will be even helping you to get the right job. So this is something complimentary from my end to you, and you can ask me as a URL after the session. Just DM me and I'll be giving it to you. And the second one, because you're taking a deep dive into deep learning, remember to follow this golden quadrant of learning, which comes in 4 steps. The first one that says that declare with anchor, then take a deep dive into deep learning, and then whatever you have learned just within 24 hours, you are going to draw with from your memory using pen and paper. And once you once you drew that, summarize it back in a 90 seconds of video, or less than that, in a way that even 5 years old can understand. And having said so, so these are the 4 steps of golden quadrant of learning. Let's do it now together, before we take a deep dive into before we take a deep dive into deep learning. Let's start declaration with anchor. Can you all see the selected statement on the screen, please?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's
Yes.
get started and mute yourself. And how you are going to do is that on the count of 3, I'm going to give myself a self high five, that is the clap, and then you are going to do it as well. And then I'll read what is selected statement. After me, you are going to just repeat whatever I'm going to say. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I am a
I'm
quick
a quick
learner.
learner.
What others can learn and master,
What others
Others
can
can
learn and
learn
master,
and
Others can learn and master.
I too can do that.
I
I
too
You can do
can
that.
that.
And one more time. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. Because I'm an awesome learner.
Because I'm
because
an
I'm
awesome
awesome
You're an
learner.
awesome
learner.
learner.
Today's learning is going to be
Today's learning
Today's
is going to
learning is
be
going to
super
be
duper easy to me.
super
super duper
duper
easy.
easy to me.
Yes, all right. It is going to be, because you just now said so. And remember how we are going to get connected every single day. Um, I think this has come from some different track. Yeah, this has come from different track. Just give me a second, guys, before I open yours. How we are going to connect it. Just give me a second. Yeah, so I'm opening it. No, I could not. Just give me a second. Yeah, I'm going to share how we are going to get connected every single day. And for that, I'm going to resume my screen share, everyone. Mhm. All right. I believe the screen is visible in front of you. So how we are going
Yes.
to get connected from Sunday to Saturday, I'm going to share that with you. So we are meeting today as an extra session, and thank you so much everyone for joining it today, even though it is not a regular session and you showed up over here. I truly appreciate that you could manage to join in your timetable. So otherwise, we are going to meet every Sunday for technical session at 9:30 p.m. EST. Monday, again, we will be meeting at 9:30 p.m. EST. For technical session, and Tuesday remember to attend RRRP session, that is reference ready resume preparation. Why? Because that increases your visibility, credibility and marketability for you to get placed. And hey, this is the place where you can resolve all of your question concern which is other than training. So I'm here for the training, and anything other than training, RRP session is there. Even your resume preparation, why you need to attend that, even if it is repeated, it may sound boring, but trust me, you need to be here every single time until you get placed, because you need a job. Okay, even it sounds boring, bear this. Okay, so that's the quick guideline. Wednesday, do the assignment whatever you have learned from Sunday, that you will submit on Wednesday. Thursday, you will again go back and repeat our RP session. More presence yours would be over here, that enhances your visibility, credibility and marketability for your placement. Okay, on Friday, you can learn whatever you have, you can repeat whatever you have learned. Do your research in case you want to enhance your knowledge on the topic that you have already learned. Come prepared with the question that you may get the answer on Sunday, and do the assignment in case till Thursday also you could not do that, you have another extra day. On Friday you can do this, and Saturday you can choose to relax or have a breather day. So this is how we are going to get connected. So is it clear to you all? I think everyone is good with
Yes.
code of honor and connectivity. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Let's get started towards the topic. And let me bring the topic today for you. What is where we started? Do you all remember last time when what we were talking about? We
Yes.
talked.
Last we did was
Yes, sir.
FRD and TRD.
Yeah, so before FRD and BRD, the exactly last slide I'm going to share with you,
The
so that you
functional and non-functional requirement.
exactly you just you are bang on. Yes, so it is functional and non-functional requirement. Let me share my screen. So I believe you remember it now. This was your so guys, just give me a second. Hmm. Yeah, this was your slide. Can you all see that?
Yes.
You can
Yeah,
see.
so we have spoken about what is functional, non-functional requirement. Yes, we have talked about FRD and TRD. When it is more technical, uh, you will find its detail in technical requirement document. You will need to create functional requirement document, and what are all its details would be, that we are going to find into FRD document, or that you need to create that. So this had been the clarity between functional and non-functional requirement. Having said so, let's understand one example of requirement. How would you develop it? Okay, so let me share that with you. So where is okay, so this is one of the example. How many of you have heard the name PayPal? Have
Yes, we
you?
have.
You all have.
Yes, sir, we
Okay,
all, yeah.
awesome. So here there are few elements that you need to be very much clear while generating requirement. So certain question you will ask, say for example, what you need to do. Okay, what is PayPal integration you have to do, where you have to incorporate. So the answer to this is while you are checking it out. So what I'm explaining is the one example from e-commerce website. Okay. So when you have asked two questions, what and where, then reconfirm when exactly you need to have this while having checkout. So it says that within step 3 of 4 in the checkout experience, it means that the checkout flow is of 4 steps, and in out of those 4 steps, I needed checkout incorporation at the step number 3, and it will appear after the shipping address has been after you enter the shipping address on the web form, and you are just and before just confirmation you are going to give the confirmation. It means that the second step is you are done filling the web form with your shipping address, and the fourth step is you are about to confirm your payment, and in between that the third step is that PayPal integration will happen. Now the fourth one is quite vital, that where you will be asked where you need to answer your own self that why you want to integrate that. So here is the answer: and establish integration of the payment method like PayPal is better solution than a robust custom built integration for a payment service in this case, because it easily meets client requirement. Now, so why is becoming more clearer? Because it says that it establishes easy payment solution, because a credit card is also one of the payment method where you need to attain to enter various other information, that is entering credit card number, then CVV, then name, then type, if at all you need to select, otherwise it is self-detected, and then after doing so, maybe how the transaction gets authenticated, if it is more password protected. So there will be more further 4, 5, 7 steps will be involved. However, using PayPal methods, it will be quite easy, okay, because you are trying to take a decision of purchase. It can be one click away, where you need to just enter PayPal address and boom, you are there to move towards the fourth step. So which one is quite very hassle free, using PayPal method or going ahead with the card details, entering it and trying it, and if it fails, you will have to retry it again 2 or 3 times, where 7 steps are involved, or the another one is going more hassle free with one step of PayPal address submission. So which one you find it very easy and smooth?
PayPal.
First one, second one.
PayPal.
PayPal.
PayPal is small.
PayPal, of course. However, you are very much clear now what you need to do, where you need to do, when you need to do, and why you need to do. You have answered 4 WH question. To this, we call it as a WH question that you need to remember, that brings more clarity while developing any requirement. So not only that, in developing your requirement, you need to answer few things to which we call it as a scope creep. So how it will be developed. So scope creep developed when you answer 3 things in what you are going to include. Okay, that you can give answer using what, where, when, and why, and what you are not going to include, that comes under exclusion. Okay, that comes here in exclusion, and what you are assuming while developing this and developing this requirement. So when you include inclusion, exclusion, and assumption, if any, then you are defining the complete scope of a requirement. Okay. So if I am going to ask you back, can you just quickly tell me what exactly you mean by scoping? Okay. And then what should be the answer? How you define a scope of a
So the
requirement?
what, where, and when, and why
Mhm.
include the assumptions and the exclusions to fit the requirement.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, you can say that when we define not just only inclusion, but also assumption and exclusion, that defines the scope. Okay, so three elements: inclusion, exclusion, and assumption. When you just say that, it means you are giving the answer of scope. Okay, so this is just in a brief that you can remember. So now in this scenario, what is assumption? Assumption is that flat fee for all shipping and handling, uh, that is very much assumed. The second assumption we have that all shipping is just within the USA. It does not include Alaska or Hawaii. So that's another assumption. And any taxes that they do not apply other than above. Okay. So those all are I have assumed. So in case you have clearly mentioned in a requirement that these are my assumption, what is going to happen is that either if you are right, you will be approved. In case anything, an assumption goes wrong, you will get clarity. Okay, no, we want this to be included as well. We want this to be included as well. And in case there is no budget involved or communicated for those assumption, that will be re-triggered, recreated. Or if it is quite easy without change in budget to include, it will be included. And for that you need to connect with the of course client to clarify this assumption. And exclusion here in this requirement is mentioned: custom shipping and handling fee calculation, that we are not going to do that. So that has been excluded and it has not been the part of this requirement. Any shipping internationally to Alaska or to Hawaii, even though we have assumed that it is not going to be, we are excluding it. It means clearly the tax rules. There could be the various other tax rules that we are not including because we have not been asked to do so. So these are very much clear assumption and exclusion from our end, my dear client. Okay, now the client will be more precise, more clearer, that they will understand whether you understood their requirement or not. And once they are in alignment with you, they will give you a go for developing this requirement for coding and design. The last line that says that the smaller the delta between client expectation and reality with their digital product, the happier your client is going to be with the end result. The happy client brings more repeat business. So that's the reason. So is it clear with this example that what all we need to mention and why we need to mention, including assumption and exclusion? Because these are very important element while developing any requirement. You can't uh, just have assumption in the mind and go ahead. It must be clearly written somewhere. Yeah, Amit, please go ahead asking question.
Yeah, I had a question which actually in the last session I had is when the client gives us the requirement, right? And we as a business analyst analyze all this and do this requirement. Do we communicate, like, does a business analyst communicate with the customer, or is that going to be the product owner that's going to do it?
Okay, so that's a very good question. So ideally what happens, product owner holds the meeting with requirement, and whenever product owner holds a meeting, you been dear one with product owner, you give what you join product owner, and when the discussion goes on, as a business analyst, you will be there available as a requirement collector. And in that meeting, product owner also would be there. And in case he's busy doing any other thing, definitely he can communicate, okay, I won't be there, but the business analyst would be there. You handle the meeting, and any question comes around explanation of the requirement, you keep on asking the question, you keep on collecting the requirement. This is how the process goes on. So is it
Right.
clear? Yeah.
Yeah. So say the client gives me a changed requirement, right? Do I then run that by the product owner to get the financial aspects of it
Okay,
together?
great question. So understand here, uh, business analyst job is to just collect requirement. Okay, when it comes to decision of incorporation, that has to get flown through product owner himself. Why? Because some budget constraints are involved. Product owner will analyze further that whether he needs to include any budget change also or not, because it impacts the schedule or not. So based on that, he goes back with the change management process of giving him the confirmation of the budget. So this is how product owner's job would be. However, business analyst requirement is just to collect the requirement, share it back with the product owner as well. So in the review phase, so that he can go back with budget and any changes in the budget confirming with the client. So this is how
okay. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, but when you are anyone else, any question in your mind, you can ask.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, yeah, Nitish. Basically, I just want to know one thing. In many IT companies, still there is one department which is called a marketing department, right? And that marketing department, marketing people, what they do generally, they go to market, they identify the requirement of the customer. Like I'm talking about simply like even university. Okay. If in one university, they have to integrate all the records in the computerized way. So that work, first marketing person goes to the university, talk to them, and then come back to the developer or product owner. Okay. So is the same job now is being done by the business analyst?
Okay.
Is the definition is being changed?
No.
Or the market? Okay.
No.
Yeah. So these
business
jobs are
analyst, according to me, is only going to collect the information and give the information to the client at the most, right?
So let me explain it further. Marketing people, they will go, they have to gain the business. Okay. So marketing people know their back, that what kind of people they have, what they have done in the past, what kind of product they can develop. They know about their own company, about their organization to which they are presenting. Marketing people, when they are approaching to the client, they can simply say, hey, in the past we have handled such kind of problems solved, and for you also at the very competitive rate or whatever the rate would be, we can solve your problem very, very well. So let us handle this. Okay. So our team will start coming in touch with you once you finalize that you are good to go ahead with this. They win the requirement. Okay, their job is to win the requirement, clock the business, and then connect the technical team with the actual. So even at when customer is there, even at customer's end there will be a team. Okay. So marketing people may not be directly dealing with the technical team. They will be dealing with the decision maker. Okay. Say for example, they have directly discussion with the CEO or finance team or the purchase department, wherever there is a flow from where they will be gaining money as well. So once CEO finalize that, then the invoice and all those things will get involved, the money will get involved. Account manager will be there for dedicated from the marketing team, and they will handle all these monetary stuff. Now, where it is being handled with the help of account manager could be also a face of the technical team, where he will plug the technical team directly with the customer's technical team. And now from there, a product owner will also come into the picture along with the account manager, and gradually account manager move for farming other client, where he will develop and showcase the requirement to another client, and his job will continue. Now wherever the first project has been won by marketing team, he will hand over to the technical team, including product owner, because he becomes the main face and reception of the first project. He will pull what first the business analyst and go ahead in a discussion with client, discussing the requirement well in detail and communicate with each other whether the requirement has been understood, how he visions to develop the goal of the client. So then it will take the further processes, and I will be talking about what is exactly how business analysis can be done while developing these process of the requirement. So that I'll be bringing, but this is how it is getting involved when it comes to marketing team, Nitish. So did I answer your question more in detail?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, you answered very well. But the business analyst role comes only once the marketing people submit the report to the product owner, right?
Right. So business analyst role is when the detailed communication is going to happen with with the stakeholder and vendor. Yeah.
Okay, noted, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So I believe everyone is good with this. Can we move to the next slide? Say yes if you
Yes.
all are
Sir,
with me.
I have one question regarding the current slide that we are watching.
Yeah, please go ahead and ask.
Yes. So, sir, this is a requirement example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned multiple times, it's a example of scope as well. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, sir, wouldn't it be a different, like a requirement and the scope, two different things?
Okay, so good question. So yeah, requirement will be altogether different, but scope is the part of different where you need to mention that, elaborate that. Required
Yes,
requirement is quite large, but scope is
right.
part of the requirement. Yeah.
Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
scope, we have to figure out the scope out of the high level requirement that we get, right?
That's true. That's
Right?
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
all I wanted to understand.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's move ahead. So what is exactly process? What you need to do? Imagine the first discussion you are with your customer. What you will do? You will follow this process. We will call it RG process, is requirement gathering process. The very first step, what you will do? You will continue to take the notes, ask question, continue to take the notes. Okay. But the conversation could be so much in depth, so much intense that you cannot go word by word. Now here, remember, today world has been changing so fast and rapidly. Here you can plug or introduce any AI tool. Okay, AI, artificial intelligence tool. There are multiple tools. Those tools listen to your conversation, continue to take notes on your behalf. Okay. However, if AI tool is not there, you cannot incorporate because customer is not ready to pay the bill for that, or not a customer. And even when you are part of vendor, you don't have such tools. Okay, what you will do, and in the older version, without involving AI, just human intelligence, you used to take notes. And because the conversation was so much rapid, sometime you become more creative, you choose to become more creative. That is the second step. And third step, using those creativity, you create some annotation. It means that you develop a pictorial representation. Okay, now till three steps you are sitting in front of the client and doing all your creativity over there. And what all kind of pictorial representation you can have, that we are going to learn in BA models. Where when we are going to learn that, when we are exploring BA models, what we would be exploring, everyone?
Pictorial.
BA model.
BA model.
Yeah, so after this, I'll be explaining that as well. However, once you're done with the three steps in front of the client, then go back to your organization. Organization might have their own template of FRD that I already spoke in the last session. FRD is, or BRD, that is business requirement document or functional requirement document. Okay, so that will be shared with you. And using those template, if it is part of your organization already, you will start developing that and create some use cases out of that. So use cases means there in one requirement there could be multiple use cases. It means there could be multiple functionalities, not just one functionality. Say, for example, one functionality is cash withdrawal, another functionality is cash deposit. These are two different, functionalities in one of the, cash management system in a bank. Okay, so there are, you will trigger various other thing like when the cash dispersal will trigger and when cash dispersal will be ended. Okay, so these two things, the trigger and the end of the functionality, that you are very much clear. And in between you will enhance the flow that will happen for the use case when you are explaining that. Each one use case are always very, very longer, and those can be included into the FRD document as well, that is the requirement document. However, those use cases can be incorporated in the larger, huge, bulky documents, and can be referred individually later, because those are embedded, multiple documents. In case your document is going more bulkier, so what you will do, you will have multiple documents and you will include into the main document, you will embed into the main requirement document. So these could be the part of template given in your organization to business analyst. In case you don't, your organization does not have any, template, you can create a one. And in case you don't have the template, you will get to know what all the basic legends may go inside the requirement document. Be aware of that, then create by your own. That's number one. Another smart method, you can choose that there are tons of, templates available over the internet. Just pick any one to save your time. Go ahead and just customize them in your personal, personal organizational, requirement document by putting your logo, name of the organization, and build from that customization document only to be used for you. So this is how you are going to develop. However, now remember, if you remember when we were talking about in agile about user stories, do you all remember that in the past we have spoken about user story, which we are going to speak again? Okay, so what exactly happened? User stories are the sliced and the, broken, user stories are the broken requirement of the larger requirement. There are multiple requirements are broken down into user stories. So these used to be the older method from of requirement gathering, where everything used to referred inside the document. What if customer has not given your document sign off, he has not agreed upon it, yet you have the bulky document? Now your job is to just slice this down so that you will follow agile methodology and put them back into the requirement management tool like Jira, Asanas, Zoho, or Azure DevOps or something like that. So there would be multiple requirement management tool or project management tool. There you can put the larger requirement into the sliced or thinner requirement or shorter requirements, multiple requirements in form of user stories over to those requirement management tool. This is how you are going to translate the bulkier document into tickets, to which I am referring to as user story. Till this step number 4, is it clear what and how we are going to do? Yeah, clear to everyone? Any question around it? Wondering how to do it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let me quickly. Okay, I was talking about this process. Is it clear? On third step, I saw that I was not sharing the screen, but is it clear now? Till third screen where we are. Now let me go back and try to stop recording and bring the some of the uh, tool. I'll see that if I can bring the tool for you. So just allow me. I will stop the screen share for a minute. Okay, just let me see if I can bring that for you or not. So I'm going to stop the recording and stop screen share as well. So this is how we just now saw that how in project management tool you can create user story by attaching the document you have developed. Okay, so that we have shared just now. Let's go back and let me share this slide back. And excuse me. Yeah, just a second. Yeah. So step number step number 4, we are done. The moment your document is completed, you will invite all your team member and hold an internal review. What will happen when you will hold any internal review? Why do you do that? What do
For
you
the
think?
introspect,
For the introspect,
int
that's right. You will have multiple questions, and if you'll see that in this question, some of the question you may not answer, you may take a note of it, and you will approach to the customer for their clarification as well. So that is the another part. When you will hold internal review, that will benefit you will get. And also something which has not which we were not able to read in between the lines. With internal review, the requirement becomes more clearer. Okay. And once you hold the internal review, satisfied with that internal review, then you move to step number 6, that is holding external review, where you share this back with stakeholders, with vendors and client, and you get to see whether your understanding is in alignment with client or not. So is it clear how in the 6th step, one requirement gets developed? Okay. There is one more step, that is when customer will come back. Maybe customer may take a month or two. So you will not continue to continue to wait for them to revert and say, hey, we agree. Okay. Even though they don't revert, in the external review, okay, they say yes or let me come back, it means that almost it has been approved. Customer cannot come back after 3 months when project is ready, that I did not want in that way. In case you did not want in that way, you should have communicated well in advance, because we gave you document well in advance. Okay, now it will hold a charge. Okay, and because now it will become a change request. Is it clear? But until you hold a external review, it will not be considered your requirement as the finalized one agreed upon to start working. So this is how in 6th step, as a future business analyst, you need to remember you are going to develop any requirement from the client. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
what happens when you develop a requirement? So there is some you need to reach to a solution. Okay. So to reach to the solution, there are various methods. And one of the method to which we call it as a data-driven decision making. It means that some decision you need to make based on the data. You need to analyze those data. Okay. And there comes the role of data analyst as well. However, the few methods that a business analyst can learn, that I am going to share. Okay. So to which we call it as a DDDM. What we call it as, everyone?
DDDM.
That's right. You need to remember that way. So it is called as data-driven decision making, and it comes under 5 steps. Now, how powerful this is, any solution you want to reach, follow this. Any solution, even in life you want to reach, follow this 5 steps. Okay. Provided you are ready to give data in that. Okay. So the number 1 step says that the most problem can be solved the moment you define it well. Okay. So at the first step, try to define a problem. Okay. Once you define the problem really, really well, then now it is time to analyze that problem. Okay. Once you could analyze that problem, now based on analyze the data that has coined up the problem. So now when you will analyze the data, you develop the insight out of those data. Okay, so there will be various insight. We will be getting into one example as well, and we will try to figure it out. Okay, once there are various insights developed, you will continue to test those insight. Okay, the one insight that passes, that you are going to apply to review the result to see whether it can solve the problem or not. So very first step, define, analyze, develop, test, and review. These are the 5 steps of reaching to a solution using data-driven decisions. Okay, when we are talking about data-driven decision, it means there will be involvement of data for sure. So let's see one of the example. And this example is this: applying the data-driven decision-making framework to online marketing. So can any one of you give online marketing? Any one of you give me example of online marketing? What do we mean by online marketing? Anyone? What do you understand by online marketing?
Google Ads,
Social,
Facebook,
Ads.
social media.
Mhm. Thank you. So every one of you are right. Social media, or Google Ads or something like that. The ads on social that brings some customer, or brings the a right audience to use your product. Is it clear? That's what we are meaning for online marketing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's see one example, understanding that there is one social media advertisement has to run. So how it is going to be? So it says that the person is not making money from advertising campaign, and the ultimate problem, this is the pain point, not making money out of the campaign. Okay, now he will put this problem into DDM framework. DDDM framework is data driven decision making framework. And how he will do, he will identify the problem. Okay, so what exactly he is not getting the right amount of money. So he might have some goal. Okay, so he is not reaching to the goal. He cannot specify that I am not making money. He has to mention with the data what exactly he is not making. So I'm falling, it says that he's falling short of revenue goal. Say for example, his revenue is to make 100K. Okay, um, monthly, say for example, 100K, whatever the currency would be, or 10K, say for example. Okay, so this is the main problem he will define. Now he will analyze that, uh, and when he will analyze, and he says that what exactly happens when I run ad. Okay, he says that he's missing on lead goal KPI by 50%. So say for example, he is expecting 1,000 leads, but actually he is getting just 50% out of it. When he is running, he is getting 50% out of it. It means he is just making getting 500 leads. Okay, 500 leads, which is not giving 100,000 of revenue. So he will discover further in the inside that why he is getting just 50% of leads. Then he figures out that he is missing out on 75% of search impression share due to lack of advertisement budget. Okay, so now he figures out that out of 1,000, only 750 people get to see. So there are two methods. One is that advertisement will be listed, it will appear in the feed. Okay, so there are two types of advertisement. One is where advertisement will be searched, and second, ad will appear just in the feed. Okay, if you are the right target audience, it will appear into feed. If you are searching, in the search result your ad may appear. So there are two ways. So when it is saying that he is missing out on 75% of search impression share due to lack of advertising budget, so he is talking about search impression. It means that it is Google ad. With me so far?
Yes.
Yeah. And when he is very much clear that search impression is not that much 100%, then he decide, what if I increase my advertising budget by 50% over the course of 30 days, and I will test it for next 30 days. Then he says the result he sees: increase ad budget, improved impression share, result in lead KPIs, best being achieved, and revenue goal realized. Now, what I'm going to do is that this is simple 5 step. I'm further going to decipher it, that what exactly happens in the back end. For that, you need to have the experience in online marketing as well. So I'm going to share my whiteboard with you. So what happens? You hold a campaign. Okay, you hold a campaign. Okay, you are holding a campaign. Now, the campaign just does not go ahead and give you the result. This campaign will first create an impression. Okay, this campaign will create impression like search impression. Okay, so it means that it may appear in the various feeds, say for example. Then at third step, what may happen? At third step, you may not get that reactions. Okay, reactions where reactions and say engagement. Okay, because people need to get engaged with you, right? And say for example, campaign is campaign is to target 1,000 people. Okay, 1,000 people who may give 100,000. Okay, so 1,000 people may give 100,000, but the impression will happen impression has to happen to 5,000 people, because further when it comes to engagement, it may drop down by 20%. Now 1,000, I just gave you an example, it could be any other number. Okay, so when it drops by 20%, it means 800 remaining. Now these 800 people are going to become so in they before even engagement, campaign is running, impression is created, and before engagement could be, let's not write it as engagement. I, I will just put it as reactions. Engagement where various other Q&A may happen. Okay, they may come back to your landing pages or something like that, which has been the part of that. So say for example, now whoever comes as a part of landing page, okay, they are your leads. Okay, they fill the form. Okay, so here you collect the lead, here you collect the leads, okay, in the form. And now after lead also there is further step where you are going to talk to your customer and they respond to you. Those are called as show up. Okay, though these things may be called as show up, and at the next level it will become conversion. Okay, conversion. So what is happening? First, you run the campaign that will be impressed upon various other audience, whatever your target audience would be. Those target audience will react to your ad. Okay, whoever gets react, they may come inside, they may submit some form. If it involves some form filling up activity, they will fill the form, and then they will come into the communication with you. And when they will be very much convinced with you, they become your customer, become conversion. Now these are 5 steps. These 5 steps are involved when you are running any campaign over here. Okay, just a second. Whenever you are running any campaign, say for example over here, okay, you analyze the leads. Only leads, if they leads are lesser, they may not get converted. So leads has to be extra to get the right conversion of the audience. If you are expecting 20 audience will be giving you 5,000 each product in a sale, those will be sold out to those 20 people so that you may create 1 lakh around, something like that. Okay, so what is going to happen? To reach to that number, you must know that if lead are 50%, lead are just 500, I need to reach out to more than 500, means for reach, I will, for impression, I need to create the right reach, and it has to be, say, for example, 5,000 reach, so that it will be in the funnel, it will be lower, 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 and a lower portion of client will be converted. Those could give you the right revenue goal of 100,000. Is it clear, the 5 step that I showed you in the whiteboard, and how it is going to help in the data driven decision making? Are you with me so far, everyone? We will get into more detail of it, but so far you are able to relate?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Awesome.
So I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So what you said that so the analysis.
Mhm.
So as a BA, so we have to do this analysis work only, or we have to go through all the steps?
Okay, I may not understand your question,
No?
but
Okay.
yeah, so
No. So it is okay. So my question is, as a data analyst,
mhm.
so do we have to go through all the steps? Like we have to find out the problem and then analyze it and then see the insight, like
Yeah,
what all
okay, I
um
understand. So you are figuring out that as a data analyst, what I need to do all. Yeah, is it your question?
yes sir, yes
Okay,
sir.
so data analysis job is altogether little different. There are various data involved. You just don't analyze it. You, of course, define the problem. You now you collect all the past data. So that comes into the analysis. What data analysts do, they collect all the past data, and those past data may get recorded into a bigger database or in the Excel sheet, wherever you will extract those data. You now need to clean those data, because when you are extracting from those data, not necessarily those are always readable in whatever tool you are extracting them. So cleaning is involved, and then summarizing of data, and then reporting that data is involved, and then visualizing those data in the graphical format is required, and then some summary can appear into very detailed manner. Okay, so these are the actual job of data analyst, but your job is to reach to the right solution, and just not stop there towards the data analysis. For data analysis role, data analyst will be given to business analyst. In case you need to do all those activity of data analysis and creating a summary report, then you will have to go through data analysis in detail. Yeah,
Okay.
did I answer
So
your question?
data,
Okay,
yes
that's
sir.
fine, go
So
ahead.
yeah, so can you please explain for this decision making framework when we will use this?
Sir,
Okay,
what she want to ask, does
As
we
a
require, yeah, sorry, I want to speak. Does these 5 steps require for business analysts to do the analysis? That's what she
yeah,
want to know.
these 5 steps are for business analyst. Second step is totally towards data analyst. So not only just second step, also he made when he is visualizing the means he is publishing the report, that is part of insight as well. However, that you are, as a business analyst, you are going to figure it out. But data analyst role is totally into the second step, that is towards the analysis. Okay, because these are the further expanding activities involved into this analysis role.
okay, sir.
Did I means understand your question well? And
Yes sir.
okay,
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
okay, awesome.
So
So
sir, one more
mhm.
related to this, that problem area. So will the product owner will um, make that find out the problem?
Product owner may not be sitting with you to identify the problem. Uh,
Okay.
See, you may ask the client what exactly the problem he is facing.
Okay.
Okay, and you are now going in on behalf of by asking question. You are going to define that problem for customer. Okay, and when you are good in defining the problem, you will lay out the right solution for them. Okay, and it can be done with anything. Just a business analysis, one of the example, but you can go ahead in an oral way, uh, bring your own problem, your life problem even, because I have solved it online to many people using this 5 step of DDDM. You can literally resolve any problem based on this framework. Okay, so this is so powerful. Any further question, Rachna, on this?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So analysis role, data analysis role will be done by data analyst. Okay. If you know how to do data analysis, that's good. I'll see how I can. Okay. What I'll do on coming Thursday and Friday, I'll see if I can invite you into any data analysis session. Okay. That will be complimentary for all of you. Okay. But that is going to be on Thursday, Friday. I'm not sure you will be available or not. And remember, no recording will be shared because this is going to be complimentary. Even if you miss it, you are going to miss it. Okay. So is it clear to everyone? Because I'm going to give complimentary, no recording will be shared.
Yes.
I will
Okay,
be
sir.
inviting
Yeah.
you into data analysis session. And if you miss, you will be missed. When it gets started, it is going to get started at 9 p.m. EST instead of, 9:30 p.m. EST. When it is going to happen on Thursday and Friday. It means tomorrow and day after. So I'll see if you just need to be tomorrow or day after. Accordingly, I am going to invite, but you can be ready definitely. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
so that your analysis part will be more clearly answered, how data analyst will do. All right, so let's go ahead, take a deep dive into this. Okay, so problem, and analysis and insight. So how this is what you are going to develop. So I want someone to read this for me up to 4th. So anyone who can read the 4 steps for me, starting from the problem.
Yes, sir.
Number one problem.
Mhm.
I'm falling short of my revenue goal. 2. Analysis. The what. I'm missing my monthly lead acquisition goal, KPI%. 3. Insight. The why. I'm missing out on 75% of my search impressions.
All
4.
right.
3.
Okay.
Due to
So
a lack of advertising budget compared to my closest bid competitors.
okay. So you are done with 3. All right. So here you are clear very much that exactly in the problem you are trying to define it. Okay, in analysis you are answering the question of what. In the step number 3, how you will develop the insight by asking what type of question, everyone? By answering the why, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, why?
Yeah. So then when you need to test it, I am not going to just read all of them. So you need to answer the how. Okay. The moment you will answer the how, you will see that how it can be tested. So now whenever you will read this, you will get to see. So let's include it. Okay, in the reading. I'm going to test increasing my advertising spend by 50% of the course of a month to see if I can increase my search impression share. Okay, so this you will gain when you will answer the how. And the 5th one, that gives you the result to finalize. I want someone to read the 5th one for me now. Anyway.
Result. Increase in my advertising budget resulted in 100% increase in search impression share, result in my lead acquisition goal KPI being achieved. I have compared these results against my return on advertising spend. ROAS and return on investment ROI figures for the last 30 days compared to the previous month. And I can see improvements here as well.
Yeah. So remember, when it comes to online marketing, you must be very, very much clear that your ROI is high always when it in comparison in against your ROAS. ROAS is ROAS, return on advertising spend. Then only you are making profit. Okay. And he says that he will compare this for the last 30 days and will see that he is improving in achieving the revenue goal or not. If he does, he will continue to keep these changes. Okay, so this is how, by answering certain question, developing some insight and testing that insight and keeping that as a part of result for few time, he is ready to reach to his revenue goal. And these 5 steps are involved into DDDM, that is data driven decision making framework. Why anyone needs to develop a decision? Ultimately, everything is the game of a decision to make profit. Okay, so when you reach to a customer, gain a customer to develop a requirement, because he has decided that by including something, he need to increase his revenue, he needs to increase his sales. Okay, so that he can increase his profit. And the same thing goes with you. You decide to sell out some product because you want to bring solution for your vendor and bring solution for yourself as well, because also you need to increase the rate, increase the sales and profit of your product as well. It could be the software product. So is it clear that how these 5 steps, that is problem, analysis, insight, test, and result, give you towards the right solution? So this is one of the framework that is coined for data analysis, and that can be explained, that can be embraced well in data analysis for the numerical result. So is it clear? So
Yes.
what all this data analysis activity may require? So the easiest way for data analysis that a business analyst can learn from, that is using Excel. Okay, that is using Excel. So data analysis using Excel can be termed as business analytics. Okay, that can be termed as business analytics. Just give me a second. So when we are talking about business analytics, it means what? It means, let me share my screen. Okay, I want someone to read this slide for me, the first bullet. Anyone?
The focus of business analytics is data and reporting, analyzing past business performance and predicting future business performance. The focus of business analysts is functions and processes, identifying business needs and recommending solutions.
Yeah, thank you so much for reading this out. Yeah. So what you will do in the business analytics, you read the past data, you need the current data, and you need to project something in the future. You need to identify whatever the difference between past and present is there, how to improve and work upon that. And you need to visualize that, the differences. And for the visualization, there are multiple tools available. But in Excel also, you can visualize that. You can create a report based on the past data. Imagine there is a coffee company. Just say, for example, Starbucks is trying to launch in any rural area. Okay. And he is just struggling to make a good profit in one rural area. And he goes by various beans, okay, coffee beans. And he sees that when used, this beans ABC, the sell had hit last month on month, in comparison to, inclusion of hazelnut or something like that. They have the data. Okay, they compare those data. They get all those records. Say for example, it is always online sale, say for example. So they will see the data, or through the report, that what online sales have given for product A in coffee beans, and product B in another coffee beans, and why something is not performing well when it comes to the comparison with the another product, another variant of the product, and when it has gone high, in which month. So they will read all these details when they will extract those data from their e-marketing software. Okay. And how it happens, how they will put it into Excel, so that we need to analyze, that we need to visualize, and visualize from the reporting method. So how will you analyze and gather those data for them? You, if you are using Excel at all, you need to learn some formula in the Excel itself. Minimum formula you can learn. So what are those minimum formula? Could be, the minimum formula could be, say for example, concatenate. Concatenate will do what? If there are two different cells, say for example, I'm giving you just an example. There are two cells. One cell holds day. All is talking about day. And for first will have the first initial of the week, of weekday. MONTU and THU, something like that. And if you want to concatenate or include two cells into one, then you must apply concatenate formula. So let me quickly try to do this for you. Okay. So let me show you inside one of the Excel. Let me bring that, open one Excel for you, so that it will go easy for you. All right. I'm trying to open Excel in front of you. Let me share my screen. Wait a second. I'm just opening. Okay.
Okay.
The right Excel for you. Okay, let me share my screen. That will be always okay for you to know that what exactly I'm doing. So what I'm trying to do is that I have opened the Excel, and in Excel I'm trying to figure out the right file which I can open for you. So say for example, I go ahead with say for example, I'm going one random file. Okay. And although it does not have much data, let me open anything else. This is from somewhere else. Okay, let's go ahead. Whatever I have opened with that, simple thing, some example I have to show you. Can I show that with you? So no, it has not what I am looking for. Let me open any another example. Just let it open. It will take some time. Well, it is accessing the external drive, so it may take time. Yeah. See, for example. I'm just trying to open the right one. So hold on for a while. I'll just try with any random one. All right. Okay. So say for example, I have two. I'm just opening it. I'm just saving this temporarily. As an Excel workbook. All right. Say for example, form name is this, okay, and platform is this. I want to, there are multiple data into it, okay, and I need to work with some of the data. Say for example, I want to combine that from where this from where this details have come. Say for example, okay. So column number this, and say for example here I have just a hyphen, okay, just a hyphen, okay, and what I want form name is for which platform, because I might be doing this FB is for Facebook, so I might be running various other ad onto, say for example, Google, maybe on Twitter, which is turned to X now, so on various other platform. So I want to combine two different cells together. What I'll do, run one formula where, which means concatenate. So concatenate, okay, and it gives me help. So add text one that I want to add text two that I want to add continue to add text three that I want to add. So I want to add this, okay, and I after I do this, okay, wait a second. I want to add this, and after that it gave me hint that include comma. I will include comma as well, okay? And then I want hyphen, okay? I want hyphen, then I will include comma, and then I want platform, okay? Then only these three elements, I will close it, and I will hit enter, and I want to see that column number J, K, L are included, okay? So do you see 24 hours to abundance hyphen a free preview to FB? Okay. So the name of this program itself is this, okay, a 24 hours to abundance, a free preview, and then hyphen and then FB. So these all three rows, three columns, it has included in one. Can you all see that? Now, if you want to see that, not the formula, you will copy this and you will paste it into new cell as a value. So where I can, so I will do the right click, paste spatial. In the paste spatial, you will see
value.
So where is the value? So values are here, where it has gone here. Okay, paste values. Okay, you will paste it. Now, when you will double click inside it, you will see it has been properly pasted. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So now I will just simply, autofill this by double clicking the crosshair, and it will from the row number 2 to end of the data, it has filled all the cells with concatenated formula. And in case you want to just copy this and don't want to have this formula itself, just a value, just copy and paste it as value, and you will not find formula anymore. Can you all see that? So this is one of the example of concatenate. So there are multiple
Yes, sir.
formula that you need to, it is okay to know and have. Okay, so there are multiple formula. Few of formula I will get to see that you learn it tomorrow. So that's my goal. So let's come back towards the topic. Okay, so there are few formula LEN, and each formula in Excel will start from equal to sign. Okay, so LEN to count the character. Okay, count the length of the characters in any cell. Then days and network days, that gives you the current day or something like that. There is another formula if and sum ifs. So there will be the comparison while gathering the sum of various other cells. It can be learned through sum ifs, average ifs. There will be, if you want to get some average of some cells, it will give you average. Then there are VLOOKUPs, and find and search are the things that you can do for applying the filter. When you are expert in doing that, what you can do is that you can create a pivot chart for that. Okay, so if you see, when it is talking about business analytics with Excel, it is trying to create a pivot chart to read some data. So it is airport passenger trends in quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, what all the reports it has generated, and based on those input reports, it has created the graphs and charts. Can you all see that? And there are multiple sheets available in Excel sheet, and there are multiple sheets. The person is trying to, summarize it in the graphical format. So this is how the person is trying to reach it out. So what we will do, we will try to see pivot table as well. But in case you could not join in, what I am going to do is that I am going to create some table pivot chart in front of you. So let me share the Excel back with you. Okay. By the way, are you all finding it so far good? Able to grasp? Yeah or
Yes,
not?
Sir,
I thought I knew Excel, but I didn't know the first formula that you said.
Okay, okay. So Excel is super duper vast, not necessarily whatever you
Oh, I
know.
know.
Yeah.
I know. It is
Yeah.
it is very, very vast.
Yeah. So whatever we know, that could be just few percentage, thus just a
Yeah,
beginner.
yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
It's very vast.
So in what exactly happens in Excel, uh, you can start with, but continue to explore. Even few people have developed softwares using Excel. So till a point of time, few years ago, I mean, quite a few years ago, I was not even knowing that. I mean, in my career, starting of my career for 4 years, say for example, I was not even aware that in Excel someone can create some data, create some software. But yeah, I started becoming more aware that it is possible. So let me come back and try to see that what kind of report I can present in front of you. Okay, so let's go ahead with data itself, and I'll show you how to do it. In case there is not much variance, you can't do much, but you will get to know how to do it. Okay, so I think I have shared one right Excel sheet with you. So how you can visualize this, create a report out of it. So always go to insert. Can you see that I have come down to the insert menu?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And there you see pivot table. Yeah. Click on that.
Yes.
And it asks
yes,
you
sir.
either you want to create the pivot into the new sheet or existing. I'll go ahead with the new sheet. Okay. my pivot table is created. Now, I want to finalize, I want to see the various occupation. Okay. So what I'll do, uh, and their date wise. Okay. So say for example, and when you will click on the more table, you will see, do you want to create a new pivot table to use multiple table in your analysis? So multiple table it will gives you when you will click on more table, but let's go ahead with the existing one. So I want what? I want occupation wise. Okay. So there are so much of occupations. Okay. Everyone that comes with different occupation, and on which date. Okay. No. Okay. So all are generally with the one unique days. Okay, yeah, all are with one unique date. So do I want to say, for example, I'll go ahead with this. We'll go ahead with the names. Okay. Yeah. So what I have done, I have the date is even the common. Uh, So you see that you can play in the data to visualize it. It does not have much data, so I'm not able to, it has just 5 elements, name, email, phone, occupation, and entry date. I cannot play much, but tomorrow, whatever I am going to show, that I will do with more preparation, so I can show you the exact one. So you can play with this, okay? And you can have it or you cannot have it. Okay, so count of entry date, count of name is clear, occupation is clear. So let's see when they have joined, that I need to know. Yeah, dates are varying. Okay, dates are varying. That's good thing for me. So which occupation has come on which date, so that will be really, really great for me. So there are various date and various occupation. So for which occupation on which date, how many people have joined, it has given me. Can you all see that? That on 25th January, someone with BTech pass out has joined. Such person is there. Okay. So I will continue to go ahead, and we'll see that from different occupation on different date, different people have joined. So this has given me the entire data. So it is giving me the total count of how many people? Total count of
24.
Yeah, total count of 24 people. That's right. Okay. Now, this is how you are trying to visualize it, simplify it in a report format. Okay. It is giving you the report. Okay. So you can see all the fields that are available. You can from here means toggle it, whether you want to see it or you don't want to see it. And based on that, you can create the chart as well. So how will you do that? You go ahead over here. Okay. You insert a graph as well. You can check a shape. Okay. Say, for example, I'll choose from the available ones.
There is a pivot chart also, if you want.
Yeah, pivot chart will be there. So I'm just trying to see where it is.
Yeah, we don't have much data to play around with, but
Yeah, we don't have much data. So here is the pivot table options, how you want to change it. You can have, you can name it the name of the pivot table, and what else? There should be a pivot chart as well. I am just.
It is there. Next to maps, you've got pivot charts.
Okay, just a second. Next to
further on the right side.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, pivot chart.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you so much. Yeah. So pivot chart, you just simply create it. What kind of chart do you really want it? You just decide from this, okay? And you will be able to visualize the way you want, okay? So it shows you all the variation. Say, for example, if I want to go ahead with this, a simple data, you can choose line pi. Either you can choose from the pivot chart, or you can see from the available chart that is visible quite here. So using that, you can go ahead. Okay. So which gives more clarity. So that you can choose and you can go ahead with that. Okay. So there is histogram. Say for example, I want to go with histogram, but with this I cannot.
There's not enough data for histogram.
Yeah, there is not enough data. So it is also not giving me much. Okay, so we'll go ahead with the, column wise, only column wise. So let's take the first one. This will appear. You can just try to place it over here, or you can just, choose to few occupation if you really want. It will give you few occupation. Okay. Then IT executive, partner, self-employed. So it will go ahead with the fewer data. Okay, more fewer data, more lesser it will look like. And you can play over here in the drop down itself if you want to give all or few. Yeah, it will give you everything. So it has not taken up. It has to be stretched. Okay. Yeah, now it will show you all the details. Okay, so this is how it is. You can play with it. Okay, if you want to go with date wise, you can go ahead with the date wise as well, right? So this is how you can play with your data, guys. Okay, so if it's because there is not enough data, tomorrow I'll make sure that I have the right, Excel.
A good Excel.
Yeah, this is a good problem to have, so that I'll come tomorrow well prepared. Yeah, so this is how it is. So tomorrow we are going to go ahead with the, Excel analysis, data analysis using Excel. Okay. So, and then whenever we will come next, what we are going to do is that we are going to get into stakeholder, because we are analyzing the requirement for the stakeholder, how the information will be managed, how stakeholder will be managed, that also you need to know. So is it clear so far? Whatever we did over the Excel we played, and we will be playing more in depth with Excel tomorrow. That will be complimentary for you. The session will not be recorded, and please do not ask me that I could not attend. Could you share the, because that is totally a different track. That is not for business analysts, that is for data analysts. And if you are not enrolled, you won't be able to get it. Okay. So this is what it is. Any questions so far? Anyone? Everyone?
No. It was a very heavy session, but a nice one.
So
until now, sir, until now you are throwing a ball which we used to play, but today all the balls were bouncers.
Oh, really? Okay. But are you well prepared and ready to navigate what exactly you need to do when it comes to data analysis? And remember, you have enrolled to business analysis, not to data analysis. Knowing data analysis will be complementary for you.
Yeah, it's gonna help.
Yes, yeah.
It's gonna help us be a business analyst.
Yes, it is going to help, and that's the reason I'm going to invite you. So if you loved it and what exactly you understood in overall things, I would like to read in the WhatsApp today. So go ahead, open the WhatsApp chat, and in business analysis Scrum WhatsApp group, there just go ahead and type one word, that are you really feeling excited for tomorrow or not, and your overall temperature of your mood, that how you are feeling right now. Okay, because we have come
Sir,
till here. Yeah, Rachana, go ahead.
Yeah,
if you have
I have just one sentence. Today's session was like, deep dive into all the like professionalism.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
if you have done, golden quadrant of learning, the first step, it might have gone a little easy for you. Okay, if not, then you might go ahead to figure it out. Okay, let me repeat it again and again. Okay, so I would love to read your comments, guys, inside the WhatsApp group. Please bring it on for me, because I even can experience I have spoken a lot in comparison to you. So you less question, more throwing the ball. Yeah, you said it right. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll talk to you again soon. And let me read out your comments in WhatsApp group. How did you feel? And we'll see you tomorrow again. Bye-bye. Good night. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you all.
Good night.
Thank you, Gaurav sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.